Hello and welcome to another episode of the Average Joe Football Show. I'm your host, Joe Fair. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Santa Claus's favorite football podcast.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Did you already do that on one episode?
Yeah. I can't do that again.
Yeah. Should we start over or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, no, we're not going to. I'm joined, obviously, once again by my illustrious producer, Joe Teeson. How's it going, Joe?
Jolly,
Jolly.
actually.
Like Saint Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good, man.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas
Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year.
and a Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Unless you're Chinese.
Yeah. Then you got then you gotta
All
wait.
right, then
You gotta
wait
ways
till
to
March.
go. That sounds like a rude thing to like. It sounds like a mean thing,
Yeah.
like a borderline racially
Racist, yeah.
insensitive thing to say. But
Yeah.
it's true. They just have a
Yeah.
ways to go before they get to their new year.
But it's not like their year actually starts
No,
then, right?
it's something else.
That's
I don't
that's
know.
like breaking the rules.
Yeah, no, you're not allowed, right?
I don't think
know.
you can.
Yeah, I don't think that works. But
yeah.
listen, this is our Christmas episode, Christmas edition. We got all Christmas all the time. We're going to play all the greatest hits. We're going to have Mike come on to the podcast. At the end of the show, we're gonna bring back a little segment we haven't done in a while. We're going to do our draft segment. That's right. We're going to draft our favorite Christmas-related things. Just Christmas-related things. Things that are
Nice.
related to Christmas.
I love
Things
it.
you do around Christmas time.
Traditions, food,
Tradition.
or
Yeah,
otherwise.
just Christmas-related things.
yeah.
We're going to try to build the best teams of those. Mike's going to come on. We're going to talk about what was Week 15 in the NFL season.
How old were
For-
you when you found out that Santa wasn't real?
Okay, 1 second. Let me just finish what I was doing, and then I'll get right back to you. Thanks, man. Week 15 in the NFL season. Some games haven't been played yet. It was a chaotic week. Mike's going to come on. We're going to talk about that. Sorry, that felt really dismissive. It was supposed to, but sometimes
Yeah.
I do jokes, and I feel bad afterwards.
Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
bad that you said that.
Yeah,
actually.
your face turned sour.
I
when did
know.
that.
I got sad,
I didn't like
about
it.
it.
I didn't like that. I didn't like
Yeah.
where that went.
but I shouldn't have interrupted you.
Yeah, no, and I'll get back to you in just a split.
Yeah.
Mike's also gonna come
Thanks.
on when he's on the pod. We're gonna talk. We're gonna give away some Christmas gifts to people in the NFL, people,
Okay.
teams, coaches, whatever.
Also, we're
NFL related entities. We're gonna give them gifts.
gonna do a PS5 giveaway
That's
actually as well today.
No. I can't even get a PS5. How are we gonna give one away?
I don't know, man. How do you think celebrities have PS5s? Do you think they just get them from scalpers?
I think that they can get a lot things that are a lot harder to get than PS5s. I don't think that's probably the least of their worries.
Man.
Yeah, being a celebrity would be cool. Spoiler alert.
Nah, it wouldn't be that cool.
Yeah, but it's a Christmas episode. That's gonna be fun. Real quick, we're not gonna have an episode next week, so we're gonna just I don't know. We're gonna go all out this episode.
Yeah,
Be
Joe wanted to be a little bit of a humble bug, and so he was a humble bug. And he didn't want to have an episode on Christmas, so.
Isn't that the opposite of a humbug? I'm giving you guys vacation time.
No.
I'm giving you guys family
No.
time. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm the
If-
big boss man, and I'm letting my workers off for a week.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the big boss man.
So you're the old.
Yeah, the old whip.
Wow, that's bad.
No, well, I'm just giving you guys some time off for
Yeah.
Christmas.
Well, that's
Listen.
good.
We do this podcast every week. It's a real grind. It's really fun, really rewarding. We appreciate the people that listen to it, but we need a break every once in a while. And Christmas is a fun or holiday season for those of you that celebrate other things. It's a fun time to
Wait a minute.
you gonna berate me for taking the Christ out of Christmas?
No. I'm just gonna say. Way to be inclusive.
Yeah, I'm trying. to be.
Kwanzaa, Hanukkah,
That is-
Chinese New Year.
Yeah, it is Chinese New Year. It's always really funny. Like, as a Christian myself, I celebrate Christmas, and I obviously like that part of it.
Yeah.
It is funny when people are like, stop trying to take the Christ out of Christmas and stop saying happy holidays and stuff. It's like, there
There's
are other holidays
so
around
many
this.
right now.
Yeah, there's so many holidays.
Hey man, just
Sorry. You're not the only one,
Yeah.
honestly. There's nothing that seems more self-centered, more unaware than people are like, stop taking the Christ out of Christmas. It's like, other people can celebrate holidays. Not everybody thinks the same way you do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But just make
How
sure.
many holidays can you name? Actually.
Okay, yeah. Christmas, Kwanzaa,
Yep.
Hanukkah. We're talking.
I like it.
What's the one that the Mormons do?
What's their guy? Same. Mr. Michael
Myers.
Michael Myers. No.
Halloween.
George Michael.
George Michael.
Um.
What's the Scientology one?
Scientology.
Jehovah's Witness. They don't
Jehovah's
celebrate
Witness.
Christmas. I remember that.
No, they don't celebrate birthdays.
Not Christmas either.
What?
I don't think so. They don't believe in Jesus.
Then what the heck is Jehovah?
Jehovah's God. They don't believe that This is crazy that this is where we're going in this podcast. This is going to be a
theology
podcast. No, Jehovah's Witness don't believe in Jesus.
Just God.
Just God. Yeah.
Oh.
Jehovah's.
They don't believe in the Trinity 3 in 1?
No, they don't believe in the Trinity 3 in 1.
Wow.
Neither do. Well, actually, I don't want to get into that because I don't want to say something that's not true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
we can say Catholics.
No, Catholics. Catholics definitely believe in Jesus, right?
Yeah, baby Jesus and Mary.
Yeah, Virgin Mary's a big deal to them.
Yes.
I mean, big deal. Saint Mary.
Ave Maria, to be exact.
Ave Maria, yeah. Yeah. She's a bigger deal with them than she is with us. I mean, listen, she's still a really big deal.
Yeah. Great woman.
Strong woman, great role model.
Yeah.
Brought the living Christ into the world.
Yeah.
Really appreciate her for that.
Yeah.
Big
shout out to
goes out
Virgin Mary.
to Virgin Mary. Wouldn't be here without her.
No,
I wouldn't. I couldn't, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. And if you're atheist around this time, maybe you just play Fortnite or I don't know.
Play Fortnite and do gingerbread houses.
You think they believe in gingerbread houses?
Oh shoot, maybe not.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
I think making a gingerbread house is extremely overrated.
No, yeah, you were talking about this before we started recording.
Why would you say that?
What?
Why can't it just be something I naturally brought up on the show?
Sorry. Okay, well, we can still talk about it.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just
pulling your leg, man.
Yeah, I haven't made enough to, I don't think, make a judgment on that.
How many times have you made a gingerbread house?
I think I can probably say strongly that I've made a gingerbread house maybe twice.
Really? Wow.
And even then, I was part of a group and I wasn't heavily involved.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't think I would even really know where to start with making a gingerbread house.
It's hard, man. But I don't like it.
No?
No.
Like, what do you like about it?
It's just sticky. I don't like getting my hands messy, man. It's all sticky and messy and...
What's sticky? The gingerbread's not
Well, you
sticky.
have to glue them together, man, with icing. What, you just going to prop them up on each other like a house of cards?
Listen,
no,
man,
it's not how you do it.
You could have fooled me. What else is overrated? Listen, I'm not gonna say it's overrated. I feel like I'm overdoing it on the eggnog this year.
I think you are. I think you went gung ho.
Yeah, I went too hard on it. I still have 2 full cartons of it in my
way
fridge.
Too much.
You want to take one home?
I might actually. I don't know.
No, my wife bought it for me. I really appreciate it, honey, and I love eggnog still. But I sometimes think I just went a little bit too hard on it. I still love it.
You know why?
What?
It's literally eggs and cream and sugar. That's all it is.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
It's so fatty.
Golly, I hate people telling me the nutrition facts of the things that I eat or drink.
Why?
You think I care? You know? It's like if I'm eating at McDonald's and somebody goes, oh, you know how bad that is for you? You think me, somebody that's eating at McDonald's cares about how it is for them?
Yeah. That's
probably not.
No.
If I cared about how it was for me,
I wouldn't go there.
I wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't be in this situation.
Yeah, you and I have this thing that every time we go to McDonald's together as a either just us or with friends or whatever, we just like rediscover how much we love McDonald's.
Oh man, I feel like a lot of podcasts, there are people that live in California and they're like, oh yeah, they're like, they find it crazy that people eat fast food and they're like, oh, I haven't eaten fast food in this many years. And for me, it's like, man, and I often talk about how that whole Super Size Me thing, where that guy ate at McDonald's every day, every meal for a month, and I say that wouldn't even faze me.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even be fazed.
Yeah.
Honestly. I would just, whatever.
Whatever.
I love
Give me 2 months, actually.
Yeah, give me 6, honestly. Give me a whole maternity leave.
Yeah, give me
of McDonald's. I'll give it a shot.
Nice.
Would I be fat afterwards? 100%.
Yeah.
Would I be happy? Probably.
You probably have a heart disease.
Yeah, no. Listen, obviously I'd probably say, I don't know, maybe not.
You have high cholesterol for sure.
High cholesterol. I have a good metabolism. I don't know if I would be insanely fat, but I would have a gut.
Yeah.
Don't look at my gut when I say that.
What do you mean?
You were looking directly at my stomach when I said I have a good
How
metabolism.
did you know that?
I saw you. You looked
Sorry.
directly at my stomach.
We were in a tight shirt today.
You jerk. You're making me so insecure.
I'm sorry.
That was awful. Because I
No,
can
no.
feel my belly rolling over right now.
Oh, man.
You suck,
That's
man.
so funny,
You're
man.
terrible.
I'm so glad that you caught me doing that.
Yeah, I saw your eyes go there immediately as I said that. That's
Oh,
incredible.
man.
You are. That is so rude.
No.
my eyes are up here.
No, you can't. No, it's just like when somebody talks about something, like if somebody says, "Hey, does anybody have lip chap?" Everybody goes
Yeah.
and licks their lips.
I don't think that. I don't think if
It's
I
the
was
same
talking
idea.
about my metabolism that everybody would instinctively look at my stomach.
Yeah.
What did you see when you looked down there?
Nothing. You look fine. You have a good body. You just, I don't know.
know. Yeah, that's all I really needed to hear. Thanks.
yeah,
man.
you're good.
Anyways, I think that if we need to cut this off because
You
we
think
got
so?
a jam-packed show. It's a jam-packed show. Joe, you're not done yet.
Show is packed jam.
We got
baby.
another segment with Joe at the very, very end of this episode. We're bringing back the draft. It's gonna be awesome. Mike's gonna be involved. It's gonna be sweet. Stay tuned. All right, week 15 of the 2021 NFL season continues the craziness, but in a whole different level. We had COVID all up and down this week in the NFL, Mike, and we've made it through, I guess. I mean, if you're listening to this episode, the games are officially over. It's a little bit of a messy week because we still have 3 games as we're recording this that have not been played. We had the Browns and Raiders just wrapped up before we started recording this. The Raiders win on a last-second Daniel Carlson field goal. Congratulations to them. As we're recording, the Vikings and the Bears are playing, and then tomorrow we got the Rams and the Seahawks and the football team and the Eagles. So when you guys listen to this, those games will be over, but we can't talk about them because we haven't watched them yet. But Mike, how you feeling, man? How you been? How's your week 15 in the NFL? How's it been?
Joe, it's been good. Had a good weekend. Watched the new Spider-Man movie Friday night. Absolute banger.
All right.
Saturday was not as fun as my Pats got wrecked. And Sunday was a good day. But yeah, no, week 15, it's almost done. We have one team who's so far clinched a playoff berth. And to me, that just seems mind-blowing. Usually we have like the playoffs figured out at this point, but not this year.
Yeah, this year's been full of parity. It's full of chaos. Nobody really has any idea what's going on. I think that hit a fever pitch this week, especially with the whole COVID situation. Literally everybody and their brother is getting COVID this week. Games got moved around. We have games on, every day of the week, which was my wife's worst nightmare. But it's been an interesting week to say the least. We have a few games we want to talk about. We're not going to spend too much time on the games just because of the chaos of it. We don't have all the games done and all that, but we're gonna get into some of the games, talk about some of the things that happened this past Sunday and Saturday, and also we're gonna get into a little segment we're gonna call NFL Christmas Gifts. We're gonna give gifts to players, coaches, teams, whatever. We're gonna give gifts because it's the giving season. We're in the season of giving, and it's Christmas and Hanukkah and whatever other holiday you celebrate around this time. So we're gonna give some gifts to people that desperately need it in the NFL universe. Real quick before we start, news dropped this past week after we recorded our last episode, and that was head coach Urban Meyer of the Jacksonville Jaguars getting fired. We haven't had a chance to talk about it. We won't talk about it too long because it was a while ago that happened already. But Mike, I want to know your take on the Urban Meyer firing in Jacksonville.
To be honest, it was kind of a long time coming with everything going on with Urban. It seemed like even when they would win football games, there was controversy around him. I don't know, he just could not get out of the spotlight for bad reasons. I will say I will miss him because he was the best kicker in the NFL. Reports came out that he apparently kicked his kicker. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It was not it. I'm very disappointed because I thought Urban Meyer was going to help turn the ship over there in Jacksonville. I thought he was going to, take them somewhere. And Trevor Lawrence has been, his rookie campaign has been rough. He benched their best running back, I believe, James Robinson. So I don't understand where he was trying to take the team, but it shows that him getting fired was probably the best decision.
Yeah, obviously in the grand scheme, Urban Meyer probably not fit to be an NFL coach. I do, however, think there's two things that can be true. And I don't think Urban Meyer was qualified to be an NFL coach. I don't think he was ready to be an NFL coach, and I think that's true. I also think, though, that the media did have it out for this guy from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to be an Urban Meyer defender. Listen, I'm a Michigan fan. I don't like Urban Meyer. He kicked Michigan's butt at Ohio State for years. But I think from the very beginning, the media, I think they wanted this guy out from the beginning. They didn't like his confidence. They didn't like his cockiness. And don't get me wrong, there was a lot of reasons to not want Urban Meyer in the NFL by the end of it.
At least two. At least two.
At least two with the thing. Yeah, okay. At least two. Yes, exactly. And listen, I think those two things can be very true. It is the media had it out for him, but also I think he very much deserved to be fired, especially if he kicked his own kicker, Josh Lambo, this last week. There was a report coming out that from Josh Lambo himself that Urban Meyer came up and kicked him in the quad while he was warming up and said, "I'm the effing head coach. I can kick you whenever I want," or whatever, something like that. And it's like, dude, you can't do that in the NFL. Like, nobody's gonna respect you. Nobody, like, you've done nothing in the NFL. Nobody respects you. You got to earn respect in the NFL. And even when you have respect, you can't kick people. You can't do that with respect.
Joe, I will say, like we said, he, I believe, deserved to be fired. But do you not find it ironic that the man only had 2 wins? With, I mean, I don't want to constantly bring it up, but I mean, it's just kind of funny to me. Like, it just from day one, it was not meant to be for Urban Meyer.
Two wins, 2 fingers, and too much information.
At least 2 reasons to get fired.
At least 2 reasons to get fired. And listen, I'm not gonna make I don't want to talk too much about the fact that my team was one of the 2 wins that he got, but we'll move on to games that happened this weekend. And Mike, why don't we start off with Saturday, because there was supposed to be 2 Saturday games, but the Browns and Raiders game got moved to today as we're recording this Monday. So that because of COVID, Mike, but your team, the New England Patriots, did play on Saturday, and I want to know your take on the Patriots' loss to the Indianapolis Colts. I forget what the score was of that game. Let me look it up real quick.
27-17.
27-17 loss. That snaps, what was it, a 6-game win streak? 7-game win streak for the New England Patriots. All right, Mike. What are your thoughts on this game?
Honestly, the Colts defense is very, very talented. And also, like, this is probably very controversial. I don't know. Like, their offense did not really blow me away outside of Jonathan Taylor. He had a dominant performance. They absolutely manhandled the Pats in the first half. Like, it was, 17-0, I think, in the first half. Pats had plenty of times to score, just a lot of stupid penalties. A lot of stupid, Mac Jones threw a pick in the first half that he was targeting Hunter Henry right there in the red zone. I believe, was it Leonard or Buck? I think it was Leonard who picked him off. And they had plenty of drives they could have scored on, and they just didn't. So the offense in the first half was terrible. The defense didn't really do much either. And the second half, they turned it on. They scored 17 points, and up until the Taylor run to seal the game, the Colts had only scored 3 in the second half. And the Pats offense seemed to be clicking. Mac Jones finally stepped it up and, led the team down the field a couple times. So it sucks. It was a painful loss, but for them, I would rather see them finish strong like that than to be up early and then just go out with a dud. So it was I was happy to see them come back and almost fight their way back,
Yeah, no, I thought the second half was a totally different Pats team. The first half was completely dominated by the Indianapolis Colts. And more specifically Jonathan Taylor and that defense. I think Carson Wentz was kind of just along for the ride. We'll get into him probably later in our other segment. But Carson Wentz, I mean, they won the game with him completing just 5 passes. I thought a lot of people were talking crap about Mac Jones in that first half. And, like, some of it was deserving. Mac Jones didn't play very well in the first half. He looked kind of skittish at times. He threw 2 interceptions. But Carson Wentz was playing far worse in that first half than Mac Jones was, but his team was just winning. Carson Wentz finished 5 for 12, 57 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception, so not a big game for him. But Jonathan Taylor added 170 yards on the ground, and honestly, I'm just going to say it. I know I've said Tom Brady should be MVP. I think Jonathan Taylor, after this performance, and Tom Brady once again having a little bit of a down week, Jonathan Taylor, to me, should be the leader in the clubhouse for MVP. I know it's just a quarterback award, but what he's done with this team, basically single-handedly turning them around and being basically the most important player on this team, to me, Jonathan Taylor deserves MVP.
No, Joe, I can't agree more. I've been rooting for Jonathan Taylor to win MVP for the past few weeks. Carson Wentz didn't play great, but he did exactly what they needed him to. And, all in all, it was actually a fun game to watch. I enjoyed it. I was very frustrated at times, but the slander on Mac Jones, I didn't understand. I mean, the kid's completing 69% of his passes still having an outstanding rookie season. Yeah, that's right, rookie season. Like, everyone needs to chill out. He's going to make mistakes. He had 2 ugly interceptions, but when you're playing a tough defense on the road in their home stadium, like, it is going to be tough. And the way he fought in the second half and picked him apart pretty well there in the second half, like, I was proud of him. It does make the race in the AFC East very interesting because both the Bills and Dolphins are right there, and the Pats play the Bills this week, so that is going to be a massive game.
Yes.
But I still have confidence that they're going to go into Foxborough and the Patriots will win that game. We'll just have to kind of wait and see how that plays out. But all in all, sucked to see them lose and lose the losing streak, but I'm kind of happy because now they can, like, stop feeling the pressure of the win streak and realize, like, look, we are not unbeatable. We need to be better and, kind of get humbled a little bit. So that, I'm glad that happened. So hopefully we can just finish the season strong.
Yeah, the Pats have a big-time matchup against the Bills next week, like you talked about. And the Colts, they have their work cut out for them next week as well. They're going to be playing the Arizona Cardinals, who are going to be hungry coming off of a very disappointing loss this weekend, which I'm sure we'll talk about at some point. But that was an entertaining game. And then why don't we go further back to talk about a game that happened on Thursday night, and that was between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. This was one heck of a game. This was a game that lived up to the hype. I was very worried that we would all get hyped for it, and then it would just be a stinker. And me and my friend Joel were talking about, it's probably going to end like 12-7 and be a boring game. But no, it lived up to the hype. It was an overtime win for the Kansas City Chiefs, 34-28. Travis Kelce scores on a 34-yard catch and run, an incredible play for Travis Kelce, who had 10 catches, 191 yards, and 2 touchdowns. If you have him on your fantasy team, you're feeling pretty good in the fantasy playoffs right now. But this was a tremendous game between two quarterbacks that I think we're gonna see them dueling it out for years to come. Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes. It was just really fun to see these two guys go at it. And to me, I'm gonna say it. I've been saying it for a few weeks. I think the Chiefs are back. I think, listen, they're not as explosive as they've been in the past. They still don't have that element to their offense to this point yet, although Travis Kelce was making some insane plays. But this was a huge, huge victory for the Kansas City Chiefs. They're now the number 1 seed in the AFC after the Patriots lost this past weekend. It's kind of crazy. The Chiefs were 3-4, and all of us counted them out. All of us said, we left them for dead. And now they've just went on a 7-game win streak, and they're the number 1 seed in the AFC. And Mike, I'm wondering how you're feeling about the team that you like to hate on the most, the Kansas City Chiefs, reclaiming that number 1 spot.
Honestly, Joe, I'm fine with it. I've been pretty hard on them all year. But like you said, they looked like they're back. And in the second half of that game, they for sure got their team back. Like, first half, they struggled. And in the second half, Patrick Mahomes had a few throws that were pretty ugly. But I feel like they finally were able to get the offense clicking, and I think I know why, because I feel like all year Patrick Mahomes has been trying to feed everyone the ball, which is, as a quarterback, you try to get everyone involved. But when you leave out Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, your two best offensive weapons, and you don't try to feed them the ball, you're going to struggle. Give them the ball as much as you can because they are going to turn anything into something, as we saw multiple times with Tyreek Hill. And on the final play there with Travis Kelce, he caught like a, 5-10 yard crossing route over the middle of the field and turned it into like a 30+ yard touchdown. So get your two best weapons the ball, and you see what happens. Like, they finally were able to turn it on there in the second half, and they looked more like the Kansas City Chiefs than they have all year.
Do you think that this win clearly, I know that the Chargers won early on, but you think that this win makes the Chiefs clearly the better team between these two teams?
I think talent-wise, for sure. I think people have been giving the was it Brandon Staley a lot of giving him a hard time because of his fourth down play calling. I'm all in for fourth down play calling, but at the same time, when there's that much on the line, you almost have to take the points. And analytics have wiggled their way into the NFL, and it's been I've seen it now twice with the Ravens, which we'll get into in a bit. But like, fourth down has killed some teams when they go for it. And I feel like if they take the points, I know it can change the outcome of the game, like both sides, but I don't know. I feel like the amount of times they went for it on fourth down and did not get it at the beginning of the game really kicked them in the rear end. So, but yeah, I would say the Kansas City Chiefs are the better team.
Yeah, I like that you brought up the fourth down conversion thing. That was a huge difference maker in this game. I believe the Chargers left like 9 points, on the board by not going for field goals, instead going for fourth down conversions that they did not convert on.
They were 2 for 5 on fourth down.
2 for 5, and I think all the ones that they didn't convert on were less than 5 yards. Like, they were very short fourth downs. They were in enemy territory. And to me, listen, I know it didn't work out. I do respect Brandon Staley for this, though, because he's made it a point. I'm going to go for it on fourth downs. I'm going to be aggressive. And listen, you live by that and you die by that. And I respect him for just saying, no, we're doing it. And, sometimes it's going to work out and he's going to look like a genius. Sometimes it's not going to work out and he's going to look like an idiot. And that's part of the NFL. I think a lot of people were overreacting to this. Should he have taken the points? Yes. In hindsight, he probably should have taken the points. But also, we've been talking about for years how when you play against Kansas City Chiefs, you have to play aggressive and you can't settle for field goals. And that's exactly what the Chargers were doing. And it just didn't work out for them. And it still nearly worked out for them, even with the missed fourth down conversion. So to me, I respect Brandon Staley, although it didn't work out. And I do think the Kansas City Chiefs are just a better team. I think they have the better coach. As much as I like Brandon Staley, they have the better quarterback. I do like Justin Herbert, but I still think Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. But and then you have those two weapons with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, and they're gonna be tough to stop. They're gonna be tough to stop, especially going into Arrowhead Stadium in the playoffs. But speaking of number one seeds, why don't we move on to another game, another team that moved into the number one spot, and that's the Green Bay Packers, barely pulling off a win against the Lamar Jackson-less Baltimore Ravens, a 31-30 win over the Ravens. Mike, what are your initial thoughts on this game?
Tyler Huntley needs to be a starter in the NFL, Joe.
Right?
Tyler Huntley in these 2 weeks has balled out. And I looked at this game, I believe it was like in the fourth quarter, and I saw like we had a football game. I thought it was honestly going to be the Packers 35, Ravens 14 with how they played like the past few weeks. And Tyler Huntley did not let them go down. I know I talked about the crucial crucial 2-point conversions, going for it when the analytics tell you to or whatever. And the Ravens have now lost 2 of their last 3 games going for it, going for 2 to try to win the game. But still, Tyler Huntley, that doesn't take anything away from him. He has had an absolutely phenomenal stretch of 2 games the way he played. He went 28 for 40, 2 touchdowns, 215 yards. And he also rushed for 73 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he was absolutely dominant in this game. And, of course, on the other side of the ball, Aaron Rodgers ain't He's a stud, Joe. When you said Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL, I might have to argue and say that Aaron Rodgers is playing at a level that almost no one can compete with.
That's fair. That's fair. A lot of people, say Aaron Rodgers this week maybe moved himself to number one in the MVP race. Tom Brady kind of slacking. Could Aaron Rodgers win back-to-back? It's very, very possible. But this was a tremendous game. Tyler Huntley he looks like he's a good football player. Like that's all you can say about him. He looks like a mini Lamar Jackson, and I think the Ravens are very blessed to have a guy like him, a guy that can come in and play a very similar style to Lamar Jackson. He's obviously not as good as Lamar Jackson, but he was pretty good for me in fantasy this week. Not gonna lie, we play in a 2-quarterback league. I've been struggling with quarterbacks, but in this playoff game, I pick up Tyler Huntley. Had Tyler Huntley and Aaron Rodgers as my 2 quarterbacks this week. So I was feeling pretty good. Shout out to Tyler Huntley. Played a tremendous game. But you talked about that last 4th down or that going for 2. So basically, the Packers looked like they were basically running away with this game, and Tyler Huntley was able to bring the Ravens back in it, and he scored a touchdown to make it 30-31. Instead of going for the extra point, John Harbaugh elects to go for 2. I'm curious what you think about that decision. Do you think it was the right decision? What decision would you have made? What are your thoughts on going for 2 there?
My decision is if they beat the Steelers, going for two is absolutely the right call. But since they lost to the Steelers 2 weeks ago, I believe, and then to run it almost seemed like the identical play, having Mark Andrews kind of run an out route, that I did not agree with. You lost once. That's 2 games now that you could have brought into overtime and who knows, had a chance to win. Especially taking down the Packers, that would have been pretty epic. But now you have 2 more losses on your record. So I don't know. Again, I'm not I'm down for going for it on 4th down, but the going for 2 to win the game has always been one of those things. Like it's a high risk, high reward, and I don't know if I'm willing to take that risk. Like rather see if you can duke it out in overtime. But at the same time, John Harbaugh probably thought if all of a sudden Aaron Rodgers gets the ball first in overtime, we're probably gonna lose. So I can see where he was going with it.
Yeah, and listen, John Harbaugh has done an incredible job coaching this year. He might deserve Coach of the Year whether they make the playoffs or not. Just how many wins they've gotten out of a roster that's just so depleted with injuries. There's injuries all across the board. They don't have Lamar Jackson now. So an incredible job, and I don't hate the decision. I don't like the play call. You talked about the play call, the out route to Mark Andrews. I think they could have been a little bit more creative on that. I didn't think it was a great play call. I thought getting Tyler Huntley to do something with his legs, I think that would have been the thing to do in that spot. But again, hindsight's 2020. They nearly knock off the Green Bay Packers. And obviously if they convert on that 2-point conversion, everybody's calling John Harbaugh a genius.
100%.
I think a lot of people still are. I think he is a tremendous coach. But people will be singing his praises from the mountaintops, but now people are criticizing him. That's just life in the NFL. It's
Absolutely.
These little decisions like Brandon Staley with those 4th down conversions. If he hits on every single one of those, he's Coach of the Year. But listen, the NFL is a game of inches, and you are inches away from being criticized or praised. But I think that's going to wrap up kind of our game review. I'm really excited to get to our next segment. This is the meat and potatoes of this podcast.
Do we want to first do winners or losers, or do we want to do Christmas?
Shoot. Yes, thank you for reminding me. Goodness, Mike. You are my rock. I would have forgot about that. Yeah, why don't we do winners and losers?
I got you, boo.
From week 15. Mike, who do you have as your biggest winner from week 15?
Joe, with all the games that happened, it was actually kind of tough to pick my winner. But I'm gonna have to go with the Indianapolis Colts, as much as I hate to say it. Honorable mention to MCDC and the Lions for upsetting one of the top teams in the NFL. I love to see it, and I really hope Dan Campbell's a coach there next year, because I really think that they have a really, really good team or they've done really well for what he's been giving them, and I'll get more into that with our next segment. But my winner is the Indianapolis Colts and Jonathan Taylor. To go up against a team that's been amazing on defense and to just absolutely run all over them. I was very impressed by that. So kudos to the Colts. Plus, they are now in the playoffs. They are, I believe, the number 1 seed for the wild card. So that would put them at the 5th seed. And I do not see them leaving the playoff picture. They have a really talented team, so they're going to be scary in the playoffs. And my biggest loser this week from the same game, Josh McDaniels. I do not think that he up until probably near the end of the third quarter, beginning of fourth quarter, he did not put the Patriots in a position to win. I saw multiple plays and now pictures after the game where the Colts were only rushing 3 and the odd time 4. And I mean, you got 5 or 6 linemen and it's like a 3rd and 2 and the Pats are passing the ball. Like, linebackers are playing 5-10 yards off the ball. I mean, you can easily pick up 2 yards running the ball with that line. So I don't understand the play calling. I think Bill Belichick, I think Mac Jones, I think Josh McDaniels are going to get together and realize that the play calling, they just weren't ready and prepared enough to win. They didn't practice well enough. I think they're going to bounce back this week. But yeah, my biggest loser for this week is Josh McDaniels.
All right, those are some good picks. My biggest winner from Week 15 has got to be the coronavirus, COVID-19, the biggest winner. Man, did it wreak havoc this weekend. It had itself a phenomenal week in the NFL, destroying so many teams and just backing games up. COVID had itself not quietly at all, a very loud good week. Really good week for COVID. Bad week for the rest of us when COVID's having a good week. My biggest loser has got to be analytics. I think analytics took themselves a
wow,
big
those
L.
Are good picks, Joe.
Listen, man, I'm bringing it on this episode.
I'm in.
I would say, and I don't actually totally believe this. I think analytics are good in certain situations, but certainly people that are very much against analytics had a lot of ammunition this week. They had a lot of things to say about Brandon Staley, John Harbaugh. So I would say analytics are my biggest loser from Week 15. But why don't we make a little quick transition here into our very exciting segment.
I'm pretty pumped.
All right, here we are in our next segment. And is that Christmas music I hear in the background? Oh, wow.
Oh,
Thanks.
Here comes Santa Claus.
Oh, here comes Santa Claus. Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much for putting that Christmas music in here. He's going to hate that I did that. But we're going to, we're in the giving season. We figured, why don't we give some gifts to people in the NFL world? It's that time of year. We want to feel good. We want to, give gifts away. So we're gonna give to the I was gonna say the less fortunate, but I think they're doing all right.
Yeah, I think they're fine.
They're doing fine. Mike, do you want to start things off, or should I start things off giving away gifts?
I'll start one off.
All right.
So, we love to give gifts on this show. It's one of our favorite things to do. Give back to the communities.
Of course.
And so for my first gift, it's not the biggest one, but I'm going to be giving Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry free back massages because of the fact that they are both injured and have had to carry their respective teams the last few seasons. And I think they have well-deserved some time off and some back massages, Joe.
That's phenomenal. Yes, maybe give them new ligaments as well.
You know what? We might as well add the ligaments. I can't offer those from myself, but we could probably find them on the black market or something.
Yes, Mike is all out of ligaments. He's had his own issues. Maybe we'll have to get him in on this gift as well. I like that.
Joe.
That's really good. That's a really good gift. For my first gift, I'm going to give the Indianapolis Colts the gift of a franchise quarterback. Listen, and this is not a free gift, okay? You guys have to pay for it. I know that kind of defeats the purpose of a gift, but you have the top 5 in cap space in the upcoming off season. You have all this money you never spend. Carson Wentz is not the dude. He's not the guy, and I hate it because I was rooting for Wentz. I wanted him to have a bounce back season. He's not that guy, pal. He's not that guy. You go out and get yourself an Aaron Rodgers. Go out and get yourself a Russell Wilson or that other guy that I won't talk about right now. Go out and get one of these guys because this team's ready to go. All right. Oh yeah. Speaking of massages, that other guy. But anyways, go out and get yourself one of those guys, because your team's ready. You're going to have a ton of cap space. Carson Wentz is not doing it for me. Imagine Jonathan Taylor as a complementary piece to a team. I mean, come on. That'd be really good.
That'd be insane. I will say Carson has had a pretty solid season, but I do agree. I do not think he is your franchise quarterback. But, I mean, he could shock us in the playoffs. He might just all of a sudden just flip a switch and turn into Brady Jr. or something.
Yeah, I do want to say, like, Carson Wentz, his numbers-wise, he doesn't look that bad. And I looked at his numbers, too. I think he's got, like, 23 touchdowns, like 6 interceptions or something. Like, he's played a fairly efficient game. But, I mean, they were coaching around him in this last game. They were avoiding putting the game in his hands. And you don't got to worry about that if you have a franchise guy.
Yeah. I guess you could say he's kind of like a Ryan Tannehill because they have that strong back that's going to basically dominate the game, and you just need to do what you need to do.
Yeah. And he just needs to do enough. He needs to not make those mistakes. But he almost made those mistakes against the Patriots. He threw a really bad interception that almost cost him the game.
He threw 2 passes that should have been picked off. So I mean, there were plenty of chances there. But why don't we get to my second gift? And Joe, I am going to be gifting the Arizona Cardinals a participation trophy because they will not be winning the Lombardi Trophy after that loss against Motor City Dan and the Detroit Lions.
Okay, all right. Elaborate a little bit on this.
You know, Joe, I was pretty high on the Cardinals, and you know they went out and just fell apart against the Los Angeles Rams. I know, division game, you know, you expect, you know, to see some hard-fought football, and it was a good game. And then to come out and literally just absolutely fall apart farther than you already have. I know they've lost DeAndre Hopkins, but to just play even worse against the Detroit Lions, which, hey, a lot of people have been hard on the Lions. They are close. I have a gift for them later, so I don't want to say too much.
All right.
I just the way they played in that game, they seemed offensively dead. They allowed the Jared Goff Lions to just kind of prance all over them. And so I do not see the Cardinals being a threat anymore, Joe. They just don't look like they lost their touch.
Yeah, they might have lost their magic, and they've struggled with injuries the past few weeks. DeAndre Hopkins is, you know, injured. He might not be back. I don't think he's back until the playoffs, so that hurts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, AJ Green's been pretty good this year, but I don't think he's a number one guy. And yeah, that's tough to lose to the Lions. Even though the Lions have played everybody tight, like they blew out the Cardinals. Like it was not close. Like they got throttled by the Detroit Lions. But on to my next gift, and I'm feeling generous. You know, our two teams, they played again this weekend. One gift I got to give to you, Mike. I got to give you your clothes. I got to give you clothes, Mike. I got to give you some clothes because you're not streaking anymore. No more streaking, right? Your team lost this weekend. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, that's like a stab in the back. That's a stab in the back.
That's pretty.
I have been
cold.
so high on the Dolphins, and Joe just absolutely destroys me.
Oh man, that's okay. When you guys are winning the Super Bowl in February, then you'll get back at me. So
this is true. This is very true.
But no, my gift. Aside from me giving you your clothes back, I don't know why in this scenario why I had them in the first place. But my next gift is gonna be for the quarterbacks of our respective teams. So this is for Tua and Mac Jones. And Mike, I don't know if have you ever seen Popeye? Like you know Popeye the Sailor Man?
I do.
How he eats spinach to get you know his arms big or whatever to get big and strong. I'm gonna give Mac Jones and Tua a little bit of Popeye's spinach. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm not trying to be critical. I think Mac Jones is really good. Tua, I've been one of his biggest supporters. However, if you can take one knock on him, they don't have the strongest arms in the NFL. Okay,
they really don't, Joe.
They don't have rocket arms. They don't have Justin Herbert arms, and they each threw interceptions this past week that really showed. Hey, listen, their arms, you know, they're not the elite arms. They're average arms. They do other things really well, but I think if they would have had a little bit of Popeye spinach, they would have maybe completed these passes. So I want them to get their arms a little stronger. Tua had a throw. He could have had like a 50-yard touchdown. Underthrew it, you know. Got to get those noodle arms a little stronger with some of that
That's a good one.
Popeyes spinach. So that's my gift to Mac Jones and Tua.
Joe, I like that. That's amazing. Honestly, I had no idea where you were going with that. I kind of felt excited, and then I felt you. I saw where it was going, and I was like, ooh, big oof. But
I'm just trying to help him out, man.
I appreciate that, Joe. And speaking of the Patriots, my number 3 gift, I'm going to be giving the Patriots some NyQuil, Joe, and that is because they need to taste their own medicine after running all over the Buffalo Bills and then getting ran over by the Indianapolis Colts. It pissed me off. It really frustrated me, and so I'm going to be gifting them a fat bottle of NyQuil. And, I hope they can sleep it off and wake up feeling refreshed and ready to go against the Buffalo Bills because it is a big game and we need to see a win.
That's phenomenal. Hopefully they get that. Hopefully it makes it to them in the mail before they face Buffalo this weekend so they can taste it.
Yeah, they need to.
That's really good. Some NyQuil for the Patriots. When you said NyQuil, I wasn't sure where you were going, but I like that. That's good. That's good. For my next gift, I'm gonna go to Los Angeles Chargers kicker Dustin Hopkins. He's
All
a
right.
guy. Listen, everybody's talking about all the 4th down conversions. It doesn't look good. It looks like Brandon Staley doesn't trust you. And you're probably pretty bored there on the bench. You're just sitting around, not doing anything. I'm gonna give you a job. Dustin Hopkins, okay? Yeah, that's what you're getting for Christmas. You're going to be employed. They don't really need you there in Los Angeles. They want to do other things. So you can come to my place. You can shovel the driveway, cook me dinner. I'll pay you. Well, you're doing fine. You don't need me to pay you, but give you something to do, Dustin Hopkins.
Dude, imagine being Dustin Hopkins and watching your coach go for it on 4th down like 3 times in the red zone. And then you just feel like you're the most useless human being. And then he's like, hey, I need you to go kick a field goal to put us up by 3 points or to tie the game or whatever at the end of the game. Like if you miss it, we're screwed. Like I would be like, hell no.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh yeah, now you need me. Yeah, okay.
Sorry,
All
the
right.
Joes called. I'm going to go work for the Joes now. I don't need this.
He's too busy scraping the ice off my pickup.
That's epic, Joe. That's a good one. I like that one. That's for sure.
All right, I'm gonna throw one more quick one at you here.
All right, do it.
Speaking of, I was gonna say, speaking of scraping ice, winter stuff like that. I want to give winter coats to every team in the NFC playoff race. That's right, winter coats, because guys, it's gonna be cold there in Lambeau Field, and unfortunately for everybody, that's where the NFC is going through. It's gonna go through Lambeau Field. If you want to go to the Super Bowl, you're going to have to go up to freezing, brown-grassed Lambeau Field and win a game against the Green Bay Packers because they have the number 1 seed currently in the NFC. They've got Cleveland, Minnesota, and Detroit up next on the schedule. 3 very winnable games. I know they've lost to Minnesota already. To me, they're keeping that number 1 seed. And the Green Bay Packers, who have yet to lose at home this season, they're going to be hosting a few playoff games in this winter. So you guys better pack your winter coats the rest of the NFC.
Joe, I love that. Yeah, for all those teams in the playoffs having to go through Lambeau, it is not a fun place to play when it comes to playoff time. It is brutal. It is cold. Pack your coats because it's gonna be a rough time out there in Wisconsin. For my 4th gift, I'm actually going south of Wisconsin. I'm going all the way down to Miami.
Oh.
And maybe not Miami, sorry. I should say Tampa Bay.
Okay.
I'm going to gift Tom Brady an offense because all of his offense ended up in the medical tent. I will say my thoughts and prayers before I, make kind of some jokes. But, I'm a giving guy as much as I've been against Tom Brady for leaving the Patriots and going and winning with Tampa Bay. I'm going to give him an entire offense because Mike Evans got hurt. Leonard Fournette got hurt. Chris Godwin today found out he tore his ACL. He's out for the season.
Yeah.
And we saw what happened when Tom Brady had no weapons in New England, lost ugly in the wild card to the Titans, and now we're going to get to see what he has, what it's like in Tampa Bay because he put up a fat 0 points. 0. The same letter as O. 0. Just as many points as they scored, so we're going to have to see how that goes. But yeah, Tom, I'm going to send you a whole offense. I mean, you basically took the entire Pat's offense down to Tampa with you, so I don't know who else I'm going to send you. But yeah, that is my fourth gift, Joe.
All right, I think we should throw in a Microsoft Surface tablet for him right away too. It looks like he might. I don't know. I just had a feeling he might need one.
Do you think that maybe because it wasn't like Apple or something? Maybe he was tired of PC.
Maybe it was just freezing up, had a virus or something. He was just trying to get it. He was just trying to fix it. He was just
stupid
trying to fix
Android.
It. Yeah, he's so we'll have to throw in maybe an iPad or a Microsoft Surface for him because it seems like he might need one.
Or just a notebook because he's like born in 1950. That's probably what he's used to writing on. So, but yeah, we got to send one of those down there for sure.
Get him a chalkboard.
Yeah, that would actually work perfectly for his time.
All right, and then I'll give you another one here. I'm gonna give, this is kind of a weird one, but I'm gonna give the gift of an entire crew, a grounds crew. So basically, I want guys that can go onto the field. They take care of like the field, and I'm gonna give it to every NFL team because I need them to go into every NFL stadium and take out the midfield logo. I need you guys to take the midfield logo away from every NFL team, and hear me out, because people gotta stop dancing on the midfield logo because it never turns out well, man. So I'm gonna give you guys, listen, NFL teams, whoever wants it, it's a free gift. You can have it. It's a grounds coup. Me and a couple of boys will come over there. We'll take out the midfield logo on your field or on the field that you're visiting, because we saw the Titans do it this weekend. They danced on the Steelers logo. We saw the Raiders do it a couple weekends ago on the Chiefs logo. The Titans have actually done it twice. They did it to the Ravens logo.
And lost eventually.
Yeah, and lost. All three situations they've lost. You guys got to stop doing that. So I'm going to give you this gift to just totally prevent you from doing that. All the coaches in the NFL need to take me up on this offer. This is a fantastic offer. Take this. Get rid of the logos. Nobody gets in trouble.
Well, at what point do the coaches just say, if you dance on that logo, you're sitting on the bench for the rest of the day? Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't care who you are, but like, and it's funny because it's been, who was it, the Raiders and now the Titans twice. What have those two teams done in the last 10, 15 years that gives them the right to just dance on a logo?
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
How do you, why would
Chiefs,
you give a team motivation like that?
Exactly. The Chiefs, the Patriots, the Packers, now the Bucks. Like, if one of those teams goes and stomps on a logo, you gotta kind of respect it because they're probably gonna win the game. But you other teams, like, I get you're gonna lose the game, so you might want to have some kind of highlight by stomping on the other team's logo. But just stop. It is, one, disrespectful. Not that I hate it. I'm like so anti, like, do it, but I just think it's stupid. I'm like, what's the point?
It's just setting yourself up to look like an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. There
you
go.
You talked about those good teams and them doing it, if that would be, but the good teams would never do that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Bill Belichick would never gives another team bulletin board material. He's not going to give them that extra motivation. He's always going to talk up teams and say, oh, this is their good players, or this is what makes them so good. He's not going to let his team do things like that. So yeah, don't stomp on logos or dance on logos. It's a bad look. So here, take my gift.
Unless you're if you're the Buffalo Bills, hammer down. That way, I know you're gonna lose on Sunday.
Yeah, and if you unless you're like Juju Smith-Schuster and you want to make some TikToks on there, you can do that or whatever. But no. Okay, you got any more gifts?
Joe, I got one more.
All right.
It's for Detroit. I've been saving for MCDC.
Okay.
I'm going to gift the Motor City Dan Campbell Detroit Lions 25 points, Joe, to disperse throughout their season. And if they use it correctly, they could have a record of 8-6 and be in the playoff race, Joe. I'm going to be gifting them 25 points. And we're talking about the two, I believe, 11-1 Detroit Lions. And they're going to disperse them properly, and they're going to be an 8-6 team.
So you're telling me that they can use these points on games that already happened?
Exactly, Joe. Exactly. They're going to go back. They're going to add some points to some games because they've lost, I believe, 5 or 6 games within 3 or 4 points. They're going to disperse the points.
This is
they're
phenomenal.
They're going to be an 8-6 team. I did the math earlier to where I didn't look retarded or probably shouldn't use that word. I did the math so I wouldn't look dumb and get roasted. But yes, I'm going to give them 25 points to where they can be 8-6 if they use it correctly.
Very good. I love that. I love that. 25 points. I like that you did your homework. You did your math. That's phenomenal. 25 points, and then the Detroit Lions are in the playoff picture. That's awesome. I have one more. I'm gonna get it in real quick because it's a little controversial. People are gonna be mad at me. Whatever. You just said a word that people would probably feel controversial about too. So we're just gonna get canceled. The NFL. I'm gonna give you a vaccine that works. So that we don't have to go through this again. So Fauci, if you're listening to this, I'm gonna give you one that works so we can figure this all out, and then we can move on. But before we get too deep into politics, why don't we move on to our pick'ems, Mike?
I love it, Joe. I love it.
All right. So week 15 is in the books. We got week 16. No teams on bye. Everybody's playing. Last week, Mike. Wow. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I did just take an L. The Browns did just lose. I'm not gonna lie though. I went 10-3 up till this point. And Mike, you had a respectable 8-5 if my calculations are correct. Mike's face palming right now.
I can never break 500.
Yeah. You listen, I don't know what to tell you, man. I just have this natural gift. I don't know what it is. I was just born with it. I can just pick these games. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to give you some lessons or something.
Please do, Joe. It has been so bad this year. I'm always so bad in pick'ems.
All right, why don't we'll try to switch up your fate here this week. Why don't we start off Thursday Night Football, San Francisco versus the Tennessee Titans. Mike, who you got on Thursday night?
I'm going to go with the obvious pick. I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers. They've been real hot lately, Joe, and I'm just going to keep riding with them. They are now sitting at 8-6.
All right, yeah, I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers as well. I'm just riding the hot hand. I think they're playing really well. The Titans, I think, are in a slump right now. Their offense is not playing well, so I'm going to trust the Niners and Kyle Shanahan. And then on to some Saturday games. Cleveland versus Green Bay in Green Bay. I'm going to pick the Packers to win this game. Who you got in this game, Mike?
Joe, I think I'm going to go with the Packers, and I'm going to go with the Packers by 10 points.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't see this being a close game at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Packers are also the clear superior team, but the Packers have also played, teams close very often this season, so you never know. But then on to the second Saturday game, and it's Indianapolis playing against the Arizona Cardinals, coming off a really disappointing loss. I'm going to pick the Colts in this game. I'm riding the hot hand. I think the Colts are playing really well. The Cardinals, another team that, I think they've lost 2 in a row now. They're not looking so hot. Mike, who you got in this game?
I'm going to rock with the Cardinals, Joe.
Okay.
I need to gain a game on you. I honestly believe the Colts will win this game, but I'm hoping and praying the Cardinals can win. That way, if all of a sudden the Patriots do fall to the Bills, that the Pats don't go all the way down to like the 7th seed in the wild card. I hope the Colts lose. That way the Pats can be one game above them. But, I don't see it happening, but we're going to rock with Arizona.
All right, and then on to, I love your confidence in that pick, by the way, but on to the next pick, and it's Detroit versus Atlanta. And I got to rock with Detroit. Why would I pick Atlanta?
Joe, wow. I was like, man, here comes another game I can get on Joe. I'm also going to rock with Detroit. Actually, you know what, Joe? I'm rooting for Detroit, but I'm going to go with Atlanta. I'm going to try to gain another game on you.
You're just going against all your morals in this.
Yeah, this breaks my heart, but I have to pick against. Well, this is like the first time you picked the Lions this year.
Yeah, man, I'm riding. I'm on it now. All they have to do is beat the best team in the NFL.
All right, dude. And if they lose, then you're going to know how I felt like 8 times.
All right, they probably will. I'm not gonna lie. And then on to an NFC East matchup between the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm gonna pick the Eagles. I think they're a pretty good team. The Giants are absolutely not.
Joe, I'm gonna agree with you on that one. We're gonna go with Philly and Jalen Hurts.
All right, and then on to Jacksonville versus New York, the New York Jets. Yikes! This is a yikes bowl. Nobody really wants to watch this one, but I'm gonna pick the Jets to win. Who you got in this one?
I'm also going to go with the Jets, Joe.
All right. No need to talk too much about that one. And then on to
not at all.
Tampa Bay versus Carolina. I'm going to pick Tampa Bay to bounce back after a tough loss this week.
I'm I'm going to go with the Panthers, Joe, and for the fact of the Buccaneers not having an offense.
That's fair. That's fair. Chris Godwin's out.
I've seen
Mike Evans.
I've seen nothing out of the Panthers, but I also now don't know what Tom Brady's going to do with the football.
All right. And then on to the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Houston Texans. Texans got themselves a win this past week, but I'm still picking the Chargers in this game. Who you got in this game, Mike?
I think Staley's going to go for it like 8 times on 4th down and convert all 8 of them. We're going to go with the Chargers.
That would be just like this NFL season to completely go the opposite way again. But then on to big matchup for you this week. Buffalo Bills versus the New England Patriots in New England. This potentially for the number 1 spot in the AFC East. I don't think the Dolphins will get there, so I think it's between these two teams. I'm going to pick Buffalo. I feel like these teams are going to split these games. I don't know why. I do feel like New England is probably the better team right now, but I'm going to pick Buffalo. That way you can pick New England, Mike.
Joe, you are just such a sweetheart. I am going to pick the Patriots. I think they're going to get a bounce-back win. And at that point, they would then knock the Bills out of contention to win the division. The Dolphins would still have a chance if they win this week. But, yeah, we're going to rock with New England.
All right, and then on to the Los Angeles Rams versus the Minnesota Vikings. Give me the Rams, although I feel like the Vikings are going to, pull a crazy upset here.
Yeah, I could see that happening. And with, COVID storming through the NFL, who knows who's going to be playing for the Rams. But we're going to rock with the Rams as well.
All right, and then on to a big AFC North matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. Mike, who you got in this game?
Give me the Ravens, Joe.
All right.
If Tyler Huntley's playing, give me the Ravens. I've been big on the Bengals, but they've kind of come off a bit dead these past few weeks. And the Ravens with Tyler Huntley have seemed rejuvenated.
All right, I'm going to pick the Bengals. I don't know why. They beat them earlier this season. I like the way Joe Burrow's playing. I know they didn't have a phenomenal, explosive game, but they played against a really good defense in Denver, and I think the depleted Ravens could struggle against a really good receiving core for the Cincinnati Bengals. So give me the Bengals in this game. And then on to Chicago versus the Seattle Seahawks, and I'm going to pick the Seahawks to win this game. Who you got in this one, Mike?
Joe, I'm also going to rock with Seattle. Chicago's been rough as of late, and they started off the season hot, so it's been very disappointing to see them just fall, but we're going to go with Seattle.
All right, and then on to Denver versus Las Vegas. Give me the Raiders in this game, Mike. Who you got?
I'm going to rock with the Raiders as well. Prayers up for Teddy Bridgewater.
Yes, absolutely. Teddy Bridgewater left early with a scary head injury. He looks to have left the hospital now. He looks like he's doing all right, but definitely a guy who's had tough injury luck in the past. Definitely prayers up to him. And then on to the final of the afternoon games, Pittsburgh versus Kansas City. Give me the Chiefs in this game. Pittsburgh's, they're a team that just wins games that they shouldn't win, but I don't think they're going to win this one.
I'm going to rock with the Steelers, Joe. I'm going to just take them. Chiefs should win this game, but I'm going to pick a scrappy Steelers team.
I can honestly see it happening. I could totally see the Steelers beating the Chiefs just because they do that. They're this annoying team. They won't go away. They won't die. I could totally see this happening.
So far, the Steelers have helped the Patriots twice this year with seeding by beating other teams. So if they would win this game and somehow the Patriots, beat the Bills, Pat's going to be the number 1 seed again.
There you go. Okay, and then on to the primetime games. We got Washington versus Dallas, a game that is very pivotal in the deciding of the NFC East. Give me the Cowboys. They're not playing amazing right now. They're not playing their best football, but I still think they're the best team in that division. Mike, who you got?
I'm also going to rock with Dallas, Joe. They've played well enough to win 10 games this season up to this point, and I just don't see them losing their division at this point, so we're going to go with Dallas.
All right, and then on to the final pick in this week's Pick'ems, and that's the Monday Night Football between my Miami Dolphins and the New Orleans Saints. Dolphins have a 6-game win streak going on right now. New Orleans had themselves a big victory versus the defending Super Bowl champs this past week, and honestly, I just got to ride with my Dolphins. I'm going to pick the Dolphins to win this week. If I'm being totally honest, I don't feel confident about this pick at all. I think New Orleans is playing pretty well right now, especially that defense. It scares me a little bit. And if I was betting a lot of cash on it, I would probably pick the Saints, but I got to ride with my Dolphins in this 6-game win streak.
Joe, all good things must come to the end. We saw it this past week. So I'm gonna pick the Saints, and they're gonna take out the Dolphins' playoff hopes. Because with a Saints win and a Bills loss, the Patriots would then clinch the division.
All right. Well, I hope you're wrong. I'm not gonna lie. I hope you're wrong. I would like you to keep my clothes. I don't want them back yet. I want to keep streaking.
No, the streak's gonna come to an end, Joe. You're gonna get your clothes back, and
Right.
also don't know why I have them, but yeah.
Sort of weird that you have my clothes and I had yours, but we'll have
Exactly.
to get into that on a different episode. That's gonna
Absolutely.
wrap up our pick'ems, and why don't we shoot over to the final special draft segment we have with me and Mike and also JT joining us for what should be a ton of chaotic fun. All right, to conclude our Christmas extravaganza, we're gonna do extravaganza. We're bringing back an old segment. That's right. Also, this is the very first time, I believe, that we have Mike and JT on the podcast.
Yeah,
at
we're
the
meeting for the
exact-
first time today.
the
so
first
JT,
time.
Super
what's
nice. I
up,
can't
dude?
wait.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, man.
There was
Not much.
listen. There was rumors swirling around that you guys were the same person
Oh,
Well,
because you had never been in the same room together
This
before.
is-
I'm also really good at editing, so we'll see. If
This is
I
good,
can
this is
kinda, You know.
JT, you're
Make it
better looking
happen.
than you sound. I will say that for sure.
Oh man, thank you.
That's both a compliment and
That's a
an insult.
backhanded compliment.
That's very much a.
I'll take it though. I
Your
guess.
voice is so nasally and terrible, but you're kind of handsome.
Oh man, you sound like a nasally little golem, and you kind of hot though,
Yeah.
actually.
Honestly, pretty hot for an annoying voice.
There's a
Yeah,
reason I'm
you
not
know.
on the podcast with JT because I'm over here dying laughing the entire time the other
Yeah.
Joes are talking.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'm not funny, but Joe is funny. So like Mike doesn't have to worry about it when it's me and him
Oh,
on the
no.
podcast together.
Stop.
This
so,
is true.
Yeah, no, this is a monumental occasion. Monumental.
Yeah.
Monumental.
Definitely a phenomenon.
It's a phenomenon.
Yeah, it's
Phenomenal.
You could say amazing.
Absolutely amazing. You can tell we're not used to having 3 people because it's kind of chaotic right
Yeah.
now. But also, Mike, I don't know if you've never been a part of a draft before. And I don't know if you ever listened to an episode where we did a draft, but essentially what we do here, Joe, why don't you explain to Mike what we do on the draft segment of the episode?
You put me under a lot of pressure when you did that.
Yeah, it's fine.
So basically, what we do when we do a draft basically is we each pick a certain number of things, kind of collectively to create a team of sorts.
Define things.
Oh man, Mike, you're really just putting me under.
Too many questions.
Yeah, save the questions for later. I can't think right now.
Got you.
No, we're gonna do. Should I say what we're doing? We're doing Christmas.
Yes.
Christmas things, paraphernalia, foods, traditions, anything Christmas we're drafting today.
I'm
And
in.
so, for instance, Joe's gonna craft silly socks, like
No,
silly Christmas socks.
I'm not gonna draft that.
So,
Don't
yeah.
tell me what I'm gonna draft. I'm gonna
Okay.
draft whatever I want to draft.
But yeah, and then we're each gonna draft. We're doing 2 or 3.
Well, I think we're gonna do, just because it seems like a lot to try to come up with a 9 Christmas thing. You want to do 3, Mike?
Oh, we can come up with 3. You mean 3 per
Okay,
person,
all
right?
right.
We're gonna have to
Yeah, 3 per
scrape
person.
Oh,
the
dude, that's
bottom of the
cake.
barrel for some, but that's fine.
Okay, that's Mike says it's cake.
Look,
Okay,
I
all right, all right.
I
So,
wrote down 9 slots per person. I thought we were doing 9 per person. I was ready.
9 per person.
Holy smokes!
We're gonna be here till tomorrow.
Yeah, that's.
I was
no,
prepared.
This is 3 per person.
I like the ambition though.
That
That's
is
good.
extremely ambitious.
I mean,
All right, Mike, since you're so confident, and you're the new guy, you're the newbie. You want to start off the draft? You want the first overall pick in
I
the
would.
Christmas draft?
I would love the first overall pick.
All right. Why don't you
Um,
tell us what your first overall pick in the Christmas things draft
All
is?
right,
Christmas
Roger
thing.
Goodell is walking in at the moment with the card, and the first overall pick to the I honestly don't have a team name. Is we're gonna go with ugly Christmas sweaters. That's my first overall pick.
Oh,
That's good. That's a pretty good one.
Dang, that's a good pick. Ugly Christmas sweater.
Out of
okay, break
North
it down for us.
Carolina
Why did you
State.
pick North
North
Carolina?
Carolina State.
Why did you pick ugly Christmas sweaters? Mike?
We had
that's a really good pick.
We had a party 2 days ago, and I had a Bob Ross ugly Christmas party. Ugly
Nice.
Christmas
No
sweater, and let me tell you, it was killer. 10 out of 10. And I love them. I love the theme. I love most of them make me laugh. Some of them have lights. I mean, it's just you can't go wrong with an ugly Christmas sweater, Joe and JT.
That's very true. I have an ugly Christmas sweater, and it's the crying Michael Jordan meme, and it's him on an ugly Christmas sweater, and I was wearing that to work the other day. And then Joe forgot to wear a Christmas sweater on the day that we all said we would wear a Christmas sweater. So what Joe does is he gets his wife to come bring him a Christmas sweater. And within 15 minutes of him having the Christmas sweater, he took it off because he was too hot in the Christmas sweater.
Wow, way to just chuck me under the bus.
Yeah,
Holy smokes.
Just buried him.
This is a real story. So
We're like a couple minutes into this draft, and you're just absolutely throwing me under.
tore you to shreds.
I hate that.
Okay, listen. Since I tore you to shreds, I'm going to give you the second pick in the draft.
You're getting me second pick in the
you
draft?
get the second pick in the draft.
Shoot. Wow. This is a lot of pressure, actually. Second pick in the draft. Okay, Roger Goodell, whatever the heck that guy is. He's coming up. And
Nice.
So I'm gonna pick actually
He's stalling.
yeah, there's so many good things that you could actually pick around the Christmas time. But okay. And don't you dare.
What?
Don't
You're
you-
already defending your pick? before
Absolutely
even
don't you
made it?
dare say that this is not a Christmas thing.
If you say Die Hard, I'm gonna
I was
kick
about to
you
say,
off the
this is
podcast.
Die Hard.
Absolutely not. No. Stuffing.
What?
Tell me, don't even begin to tell me that it's not a
I think
Christmas
JT's headset's broken because we're doing Christmas, not Thanksgiving.
thing. Christmas dinner.
He did stuffing.
Stuffing on Christmas dinner. Here's what my plate looks like on Christmas Day, okay? Tiny bit of turkey, tiny bit of corn, a lot of potatoes, very potato heavy,
The man.
also very stuffing heavy, gravy on everything. That's it.
Yeah.
Give me one.
This is
second.
like taking a punter in the first round.
I took 2 actually, and 2 defense.
two defenses. Oh man. So okay, but some would argue bad.
Wow, really? Okay. Well,
Mike says bad pick.
good.
He wrote a note.
No, yeah, it's good.
Okay, no. Listen, stuffing is I love stuffing. I will get that out there.
That's like a 9th rounder
Lo-
for me.
Wow, that's a pick that doesn't even exist. Like,
Yikes.
That's like I said, like I love stuffing, but that's a Thanksgiving thing, man. That's like I feel like you could have waited till the very end of the
Okay,
draft. to pick that.
oh my goodness.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
All right, my pick is gonna be, and I've been thinking about this one for a while.
You're stalling now.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it for a minute. Okay, and I have a really good pick lined up right now, and it's a really good one, and I've been thinking about it for a minute. It's gonna be my pick, the third pick in the 2021 Christmas draft, is eggnog, baby.
That's a
That's right.
solid
You
pick.
can't say that. You cannot say that.
Why?
You told me that you got sick of eggnog this
I
Christmas.
didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
No.
You seriously did.
I said that I was maybe overdoing it on the eggnog, and that just proves how good of a pick it was because I wanted
Yeah.
to go crazy about it.
Fun fact, actually, having a glass of eggnog is the equivalent of eating 2 double two double cheeseburgers, a set of fries, and a soda.
Are you being serious?
Michael, yes, I am serious.
I have not had
The
McDonald's in
cholesterol.
like 10 months, so
Wow. Look at you.
Overachiever.
Me and Joe were just talking about at the beginning of the show how we could eat McDonald's every day for a month.
Dude, I used to eat McDonald's, I think, twice a week, and I cut it out, and I had it after a while. I literally almost vomited. It tastes so bad if you don't have it for a while.
Oh, man.
I almost highly doubt that, man.
I
I'll tell you
don't think
what.
you know my body,
You
man.
realize how fake it tastes. Maybe it's just American McDonald's.
I don't know. Yeah, we have a pretty good one here in Elmo.
we,
so.
have a decent McDonald's. Not gonna lie.
Nice.
All right, eggnog. Listen, eggnog tastes so good. Me and Joe this weekend had eggnog ice cream. That was really good. Love me some eggnog. Mike, do you like eggnog?
I have never liked eggnog.
Okay.
I
All
think
right.
I could like
All
it.
right.
Like I tell myself every year I could like it, and then I try it, and it just doesn't taste good.
You have to, it's a sipper. It's like a fine whiskey. It's like it's a sipper, man.
Oh yeah, I ain't a whiskey guy.
Yeah, I hate whiskey.
Neither is Joe.
I hate whiskey. Whiskey,
Dude,
is-
for me,
it's
it's
too spicy.
It's either yeah,
you girl.
it's either
Oh my goodness.
micheladas or White Claws, dude. I can't do anything else.
Talking with a bunch of baby boys.
If I could get a
right
hand
now.
on some Happy Dads, I'd have some of those too. But
I don't even.
Happy dads, yeah,
it's,
me too,
it's
right?
the Nelk Boys' new seltzer. Shout out, dude.
Okay, all right. Okay, so eggnog, Mike, you're back up. This draft is
right.
gonna take forever.
Oh, that's fine. I'm actually struggling to make my second pick. It's between a few of them, but I am gonna go with. Oh man, I gotta think of what it's called. It's a German thing. Okay, can't think of what that is, so we'll just skip. We're gonna go. We're gonna go with. We're just gonna go flat out with the most basic Christmas idea and thing, and that's presents. Just wrapped presents.
All right.
Oh man,
Wow.
Yeah, my
Wow, that
second
was a
overall
steal.
pick. I mean, you gotta have it. I mean, without presents.
I actually hate
And-
presents.
No, you know what? Nope. Cancel that. I'm gonna go with our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's my number 2 overall pick.
love that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what?
I
You know
think
what
you have
sucks?
to win that.
You know what
You have
sucks
to
is I should have
win.
put him first.
Shoot, man.
What did you
I
have
think you're
first?
going to hell for that.
Ugly Christmas
What-
sweater.
Christmas sweater.
we had above Jesus Christ. We had
Oh.
ugly Christmas sweaters,
Hey, y'all.
stuffing, and eggnog.
Wow, man.
I mean, you
That's
gotta have
blasphemous.
it. You gotta have it though.
Yeah, gotta have it.
But yeah, I'm
Wow.
gonna go with Jesus with my number 2 pick.
Jesus, that's phenomenal. Okay, I don't know how we're gonna beat that, Joe. You're up. What's your second pick?
And it's something I love to do with my wife. don't know.
Okay, well, let's keep
Oh,
it
right.
PG here, Joe.
No, listen here. We love walking in parks, like lit up parks. You know, they have like the Simcoe lights here.
Yeah.
They have the Victoria Park lights. We love that. I love lit parks.
So lit park.
yeah, lit parks.
So that's your pick, lit park.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Does it have to be a
yeah,
lit
that's the-
park?
Have you ever been to a lit park, Mike?
No, our parks suck.
They're
They're all
not
dark and
lit.
scary.
Oh,
Yeah.
because you live in Texas, so it's mostly sand, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's we don't have parks. We have sand dunes.
Okay, nice.
All right. Speaking of Texas and something they don't have at Christmas, my second overall pick is snow.
What? You can't. That's
Yeah.
a pretty big thing.
I know,
Wow.
and almost as big as Jesus.
yeah, you're right.
That's right. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Ever heard of it?
No, we haven't in a long time.
Yeah,
Bro, we have 75-degree weather right now.
Yeah, and that's
What's that in
75
Canada?
What's
like
that in
20.
real,
That's like 20,
Celsius?
probably like 20 or 24. I don't know.
What? You kidding? What?
Yeah, man.
Let me
That's
do the
absolutely
let me do the
unbelievable.
equation here.
Yeah, but anyway, snow. Listen, while Mike's doing that, snow. I love to snowboard. Snowboarding's awesome. Just the whole vibe of snow. There's nothing better. Christmas Day, the snow's just falling down from the sky. Those thick, what are they called? Snowflakes.
Oh, yeah, snowflakes. I cannot believe it. You forgot what a snowflake was.
What are they called?
You're dumb, man.
Yeah, right. So,
Yo, them-
those thick
Them
snowflakes.
triple
Yeah,
C
what are they
thick
called?
snowflakes out there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those things, I like them. So yeah, my second pick is snow.
24
Wow.
degrees Celsius is what it is down here.
That's stupid.
Yikes, man. That's like the hottest it's ever been here, I think.
That's not true at all.
Okay, wow.
All right. Okay. So I picked snow. I don't know if you guys want to like compliment me on that or like what do you guys think about that?
I think
Yeah,
it-
Mike, you can go now.
I think it's a pretty basic pick. I mean,
basic.
I mean, when you think of Christmas, you think of snow. I mean, y'all do. I don't get that. So I thought you were gonna go a little out of the comfort zone, try to pick something creative, and you went with snow. So I'm a little disappointed in the pick.
Okay.
I mean, walking in lit parks. Never heard of a lit park. That makes me want to go walk into a lit park. But yeah, snow is just I mean, could have put
Yes,
like,
there's kind of a language barrier going on here because you live so far away.
language barrier.
to be honest, yeah, this is very true. But
All right. Okay. Fine, Mr. Out of the Box. What's your final pick in this draft?
it's gonna be very hard to follow up my second pick. But and Joe is now gonna roast me because it's almost the same as his. But I'm gonna go with cold weather because that's something we don't get here. So I'm gonna go with
Wow.
yeah.
Can he do that?
Is
Is that allowed?
wait? Oh no. Yeah,
Fine,
tell
I'll
me if
allow
it's not allowed. I can pick something else.
I'll allow it.
Okay, we'll allow it.
Okay,
Why would you pick cold weather? Most people would say that's the worst part of Christmas.
because I mean, when I think of Christmas, I think of sitting by the fireplace, which I have now, with hot chocolate, and now I get to sit by the
Correct.
fireplace in shorts and drink a cold beverage because we're sweating in our house. So yeah, it sucks.
Wow, weird flex, man.
Wow.
You
what
can-
a flex.
I can get a sunburn in December. Like, what the balls?
In front of his fireplace.
Yeah. One of those huge fireplace.
freaking-
So big.
Yeah, dude.
So big.
I mean,
It's too big. It's actually
hey, I
dangerous.
mean, to be honest, y'all moved to Texas. It's a lot cheaper to live down here. I mean, we're in Biden country. I love it.
Yeah, Biden country. You can get a fireplace.
Yeah.
Can
You
you
can get
imagine
a
that?
fireplace. You don't have a
Yeah.
I
fireplace,
can
Joe?
afford a fireplace, man.
No, man, I can't afford a fireplace.
What
Come
about
on, what do you
JT?
think? This podcast doesn't pay that much.
I live in an apartment, man. I
Your
don't have a
apartment
house.
doesn't- Your apartment doesn't have a fireplace.
No, we do have baseboard heaters though, so yeah, pretty much.
There are homeless people
Hey.
that frequent the apartment that they have fires around.
Nice.
That's not true.
Nice.
That's not true.
I like it. I like it. Well, I'm gonna go with cold weather. That is my third
All right.
overall pick.
All right, cold weather. This is completely off the rails, but let's just try to keep some structure here, Joe. What's your final pick in this draft?
My final pick in the draft is skating
Skating
with my SO
SO.
that I also do in the lit parks actually.
Wow.
Yeah, is that allowed?
Yeah, I know that's allowed. If
Define
cold weather's allowed,
SO.
that's allowed.
Significant other.
Yes, I knew. I was just messing with you.
Okay, very good. Thanks. I didn't catch that.
So skating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you even know how to skate?
What? Why the heck would you say
I
that?
have
seen you
never seen you skate.
Yeah.
That's right, actually.
We
You
both
haven't.
never seen you skate.
You've seen me. We've gone skating together.
Yeah,
I'm a
we've-
better skater than you.
That's not
You
true.
went skating without me?
Sorry, Mike.
Mike,
We just didn't like you then.
we just don't even know if you know what ice is, man.
Yeah.
ISIS.
I was gonna say. I know what ISIS is.
ISIS is. That's a eesh. All right. That's gonna be my third pick. ISIS.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding. That's bad.
Actually, speaking of skating, I just picked myself up a skateboard. So
Oh wow.
yeah, I
Tony
did.
Hawk Jr. over here, everybody.
Yeah.
What do you
so-
think, Mike? What do you think about a grown man, a dad, taking up skateboarding?
Rip to
Watch
those
your words, Mike.
Dude, rip to those ankles, bro.
Well, listen, I'll prove you wrong.
All right. No, listen, I'm excited for you, man.
Thanks,
I'm really
man.
excited.
Appreciate it.
I don't
All
know.
right, my final pick. My final pick in the Christmas draft. I feel like we're kind of swaying away from Christmas. We had Mike saying cold weather. We had you saying whatever the heck you just said, skating, whatever.
Bro.
My final pick in the Christmas draft is gonna be Christmas movies.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna
Hey,
say
you know
that.
what?
Christmas movie.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, easy. I got it. It makes me cry every time I watch it. Go ahead. Everybody go around.
No, you have to
Quick.
go now.
Nope. Go ahead.
All
No,
right, Mike,
you go first.
You just talked about it, Joe. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, are you gonna say Die Hard?
Go ahead.
No, don't. If you're saying Die Hard, I don't want you to answer.
It's not a Christmas movie. I'm not gonna say Die Hard.
Okay, Die Hard's not a Christmas movie. My favorite Christmas movie? I would say my favorite Christmas movie has got to be I'll Be Home for Christmas. It's a movie that had Jonathan Taylor Thomas on it. He's from Home Improvement, I think that show was called, with Tim Allen. You ever seen it? No, really
Nope.
good movie. Watched it my whole life.
I think
used to
that's
watch
called
it with
Christmas with the Cranks.
No, it's no, it's not Christmas.
The one with
the
Tim
Cranks.
Allen in it?
No, it's Santa Claus. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. It's called I'll Be Home for Christmas. Check it out. It's got Jonathan Taylor, not that one, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, the heartthrob from the 90s. So,
Nice,
yeah.
man.
Mike, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
I'm gonna have to go with Elf.
Oh, that's a
Classic, classic. I watched it the other day. It's really good. It holds up.
I will say I'm not the biggest fan of Christmas movies, but yeah, that one smacks
Oh,
every
just
time.
hate all my picks then, huh?
No, it's not that I hate your pick, Joe. I just don't enjoy those cheesy movies. Like, they're okay. Like Home
Oh,
Alone.
you're gonna hate my
Home Alone,
favorite
I ain't a
movie.
fan. Let me hear it, JT.
All right. It's actually a newer one. It's called Last Christmas
Oh,
with
shoot.
Emilia Clarke. And I cry every time I watch it, man. Oh man, I'm almost tearing up just thinking about it right now and talking about it. It is a absolute killer movie. It is so
It's just a
good. Holy
banger.
smokes. It is good.
It doesn't have a good Rotten Tomato score, but Joe and I watched it in the theaters with our wives, and it is good.
I bawled. Man.
What was it called?
It's called Last Christmas.
Last Christmas. I would say highly recommend. It's got a crazy ending. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
So good. So yeah, I guess that wraps up our Christmas.
Yeah,
draft,
man.
right?
Let's do a little wrap
Oh, yeah,
here.
let's do a little recap. Okay, let's do
I had oh shoot, man, my picks were bad.
Yeah, they were.
I had stuffing, walking in parks and skating. That's honestly, I'm not proud of this draft. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I
All
had,
right, Mike.
I had ugly Christmas sweaters, cold weather, and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Oh, and you saved him for last again.
Yeah, best for last.
All right. Best for
for
last.
last.
Okay, best for last. So cold weather, ugly Christmas sweaters, and Jesus. And my picks were snow, eggnog, and Christmas movies. Wow. I mean, listen, you guys are good second and third place. I really appreciate you guys coming in second and third.
You're
my
telling
pick is
me
really, really
you're
good.
telling me that Jesus is going to come second or third.
Okay.
You think
Wow.
you need to read your
That's
Bible?
awfully- Yeah.
If we
I
ever
think
if we ever have Mike on another episode, we're gonna be drafting anything, and he's gonna pick Jesus again.
Yeah. You can never lose, man. Come on.
He'll be like, "What's your?"
Another episode, so I'm canceled after this. This is my
Yes,
last,
I think
this
so,
is my last
actually.
hurrah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it
I
was
think
fun.
I think we're all canceled. We said some blasphemous things about
Yeah.
Jesus. Potentially, we didn't pick him, so it's potentially
No,
blasphemous.
no.
We also
No,
said
no.
ISIS.
Y'all two didn't pick him. I'm fine.
Okay, fine. It's your podcast now.
Yeah, Mike owns the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, guys, listen. This was really fun. We should do it again sometime. From the future, from now on, Jesus is off the table. We're not allowed to pick him anymore. No, this was really good. Joe, thanks for joining us
Thanks, man.
at the
Appreciate
end of the
it.
show.
Thanks for having me.
Mike, thanks for coming on again. You guys got anything you want to say before we wrap this show up?
No, I say Merry Christmas. We're not having an episode next week, so don't stay tuned for that. Yeah, that's all I got.
Oh, yo.
What?
We're gonna be back after New Year's. You guys have New Year's resolutions?
I feel like we should maybe talk about that on our
The New Year's one?
yeah.
Okay.
have a
I
New
think
Year's
that'd be good
special.
because I didn't prepare anything.
Okay.
Oh,
fair
and
enough.
then we should do another draft, maybe a New Year's resolution draft.
Okay,
Top
well,
New Year's resolution.
I think I'm in. I know who my
All
first
right.
pick is.
Little teaser. I know my first pick is Mike. You little guy, man.
That's gonna be Jesus again.
Yeah, you sneaky guy. Oh dear.
Okay. All right, Mike. You got anything else you want to say before we wrap up the show?
Chicago Bulls are winning 79-57. Let's go.
He brings back the Bulls for some reason. All right, fantastic. For Mike, for JT behind the mic, doing all the hard work, all the heavy lifting. For myself, and for this draft, and for Jesus Christ, honestly, we really appreciate you guys listening to the show. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, or Happy Kwanzaa, or Happy Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating at these times. Have a Happy New Year. We'll see you guys. Literally, we will see you guys in 2022. That's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. But until then, until 2022, we will catch you guys on the next one.